Before we get into this new video, I want to express that my heart is with Gannon's family right now. After everything they've already endured, they are now being forced to relive it all over again. I read all your comments. I agree with you all. It's very sad that this poor family has to go through this again. But recently, the Colorado Court of Appeals overturned Leticia's conviction and ordered a new trial. Not because of new evidence and not because the jury got the facts wrong, but because of a juror issue that the court determined violated her constitutional right to a fair trial. Specifically, one juror who ultimately deliberated on the case had a direct connection to the district attorney's office prosecuting Leticia. His son-in-law worked as a deputy district attorney in that same office. The defense challenged that juror for cause during trial, arguing potential bias. But the trial judge denied that request, and the juror remained on the panel. On appeal, the court ruled that decision was a structural error, meaning it's considered so serious under the law that it requires automatic reversal, regardless of the evidence or the outcome of the trial. In other words, this wasn't about guilt or innocence. It was about the legal requirement that every defendant, no matter how overwhelming the evidence may be, must be tried by an impartial jury. Because that juror was allowed to deliberate, the court found the integrity of the trial itself was compromised. And now, because of that, Gannon's family has to sit through it all over again. That part, that's hard to accept. Because while the legal system is built on protecting rights, it doesn't always protect families from having to relive unimaginable pain. And for Gannon's loved ones, this isn't just a legal reset. It's reopening a wound that should have never had to be reopened. Not to mention the cost to have another trial. It costs a lot of taxpayers' money to have a trial. And we know the outcome. She will be found guilty again by a different jury. But because we have constitutional rights, she's entitled to another trial, while Gannon is not entitled to another life. What happens when the person at the center of a child's disappearance doesn't just lie, but builds an entire alternative reality to escape accountability? In this chapter of Letecia Stauch case, this story takes a disturbing turn. As investigators close in, Leticia doesn't retreat, she escalates. She begins to position herself as the victim, claiming she was assaulted, abducted, and that a mysterious man named Eduargo is responsible for Gannon's disappearance. But this isn't just a claim, it's a performance. In her first formal interview with detectives, Leticia delivers an elaborate narrative filled with detail, emotion, and just enough plausibility to try and direct suspicion. At the same time, she continues manipulating Al, gaslighting him, pulling at his sympathy, and attempting to control what he believes, while detectives quietly begin to dismantle her story piece by piece. Tonight, we're going to walk through that interview, the claims, the contradictions, and the strategy behind it all. Because this isn't just a lie, it's a calculated attempt to rewrite reality. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why investigators didn't believe a word of it. And before we get started, I just want to let you all know that I am still waiting for them to send me the last two Landon interviews. I was waiting for them so that these videos would be in sequence, but I know I haven't been putting out any of the other videos, and I know y'all are waiting for the rest of this series. So I'm just going to continue the story, and then I will post the Landon interviews as separate videos once I get them from the sheriff's office. Let's begin. On Wednesday, January 29th, between midnight and 12:22 a.m., Leticia sends a text message to Al. Harley would like to get all her things because she has to work and start school, and she has nowhere to go. And she was left there with men. I tried to talk to you forever tonight, and you ignored me. You have this all wrong. You told some dude what I was driving. For what? I have talked to everyone. You left her with Lena there, and then wouldn't even tell her anything. Wouldn't talk to me. I thought something was wrong. Now you bring your ex to our home and refuse to talk to me? This is all wrong and you have this wrong. I have paid for my share of things at my house. This is stupid. And Al responds, I'm not refusing anything. This was the plan. There is so much you are withholding from me, and I see that now. Please do not come back here tonight or at all until you are ready to talk. And she says, it is my home and I am. You can't kick us out. I have nowhere to go. Harley has nowhere to go. The utilities are in my name. He says, do not come here and cause problems. Where are y'all then? And where is Gannon? I'm not coming there to cause problems. I own over half the stuff there. Take it. So you don't want to be my husband? Why are you doing this? I will talk to you and only you. Call me first. Hello? Albert, it's cold. It's not what you think. I don't know where he is. I am your spouse, and you have your ex-wife in our home? Was not the plan. I said I would talk to you. No, my missing child's mother is here. Then come talk. I have every right to that home, but it better start with the truth or I am calling the detectives. What are you talking about? Truth about what? You can't call detectives on me for speaking or not. I did nothing wrong. Call me. I'm home. That's all I'm worried about right now. And my boy. Mom is on the way. I have sympathy, but you are turning on me. And the other guy who told me what they said to you, I want to sleep in my bed with my dog. And Harley wants to sleep in her bed. It is my home. There is no law that prevents me from sleeping in my home. No, sweetheart, but you know what? There is a law preventing you from killing a child. Al says, yep. So can we sleep in our home? We are outside with our dogs with nothing. And this is Rudolph's. Ridiculous. And then 15-20 minutes later, she sends Al a text. Hello, where is everyone going to be? I want to sleep in our bed. Hello, I don't care. Our dogs need to go out. You said to talk to you. And I asked, where is everyone going to be? I need to sleep. Landon is with Lena. Brandon is on the couch. Harley has her suite. And you get the bed. And your mom, her and Becky in G's room. I need the truth. What time are they getting there? Is anyone going to say anything to me? No, I need the truth. She's more worried about what other people are going to say to her, where she's going to sleep, who Al's talking to, what he's telling detectives, when all they're concerned about is Gannon. So then Leticia attempts to call Al and he does not answer. So then she continues texting him. So what exactly are you doing? If I come in and go to bed and don't bother you, I'll be on the couch. Okay. And everything is all good and not one is bothering anyone. You need to tell me the truth. See how you don't accept the truth so I can sleep? That's all you want. I need the truth. Where is everyone going to be while we're walking in? In bed. Stop dodging. I need the truth. I'm asking you, is everyone in bed so we can come? Yes, except Mom isn't here yet. The truth? What time is she getting there? 20. Okay, how long before they will be in bed too? Whatever. Like, she knows that she murdered that child, and she does not want to face the wrath of the family who loved the child that she murdered. So she's more concerned about, what are they going to say to me? I want them in bed when I come in because I don't want to face them. Yeah, I usually don't like to face the family. And then at 1:04 a.m., Leticia connects to the Wi-Fi at the KFC. And then at 1:04 a.m., she texts Al again. We will be there. Please don't let anyone bother our dogs. Will you let me know when she is there? We can wait close by. And then a bunch of question marks. Albert, I have work. I'm not getting paid out. Don't let anyone bother our dogs. How about don't let anyone murder his child? A few minutes later, she sends a text to Dietra Moss. I came back home because they said they were doing that to see. but it's still sketchy. I can be here. I have to leave soon. I can't take being a punching bag anymore. I should have left last week when I said it. She is not a punching bag, okay? Murdered a child. And then she texts Al again. I'm trying to talk to you. I asked one simple request to let me know when everyone is in bed because it's cold and the dogs need it. And then he says, and then she sends a text at 1:23. We are outside if you want to talk. She attempts to call Al at 1:25 a.m. No answer from Al. So at 1:36 a.m., she sends a text to Harley. Is Chance okay? They tore up my clothes and went crazy in here. Threw stuff everywhere. Wow. Your stuff? It's fine. And what did the downstairs look like? I don't know. It's dark. Then at 1:42, she sends a text to Al. You felt the need to destroy my closet? Listen, lady, he's looking for his child. They searched the home looking for a missing child that you butchered and disposed of. So yeah, felt the need to destroy your closet. At 1:46, Harley sends a text to Leticia. Should I lock my door? Yes. Okay. 1:50, she sends a text to Al. So this was on purpose? That I have a few voicemails with her talking crap about you, working all the time and the kids not getting love, trying to divide and conquer between him and Gannon's mother as if that's going to benefit anything. And then there was a voicemail that she left to Al. Apparently he did not answer again. At 1:51, Harley sends a text to Leticia. You and Sadie can come sleep down here with me if you want. I honestly don't want to walk around them. Sadie has to go out so bad. She's at the door begging. Aw, I think there's only people in Lena's room and Gannon's room. I'm going to start packing all my stuff tomorrow. No one on the sofa downstairs? No, I didn't see anyone on them. That was Albert right here, right? Yeah, positive. I didn't see anyone on the sofa. Wonder where Brandon is. Yeah. Then Leticia at 2:08 a.m., after sitting up all night, paranoid about who's at the house, where people are sleeping, why they're searching her closet, why Al won't just let her get away with murdering his child, she sends a text message to Detective Bethel, which is kind of strange to me that she would send a text to Detective Bethel at 2:08 a.m., but I digress. She says, can we talk soon? I appreciate all your hard work. I have information. Gannon was upset about the candle. I didn't know that he had cut himself with it. So now she's thinking about all the evidence that they might find. Can we talk soon? I appreciate all your hard work. I have information. Gannon was upset about the candle. I didn't know that he had cut himself with it. Here, it's her laying in bed, obsessing over what she just did to that child and realizing that she had cut him. So she needed to make sure that she gets ahead of that evidence because she knows they're going to find it. She knows they're going to find blood. She knows that they're going to know that he's cut. So she says he cut himself because he had on a blue undershirt and a long sleeve and he had small burn area. I did too. When we came back inside from the smoke, there was blood on both of us. I didn't know what to do. I was scared I would get fussed out about it. And I didn't know if he should go to the doctor. I kept trying to add the candle thing, but Albert kept saying it was small and minor. I was scared. The basement was smoky. And when I threw the covers on everything, we both had blood. She knows they're about to find blood evidence. That's what this is all about. And she's trying to get ahead of it. Distract. You don't understand how hard it is to be a stepmom. I get judged for everything, and he was scared for being grounded. So then the next day, this is where I need to talk to you. Detective Bethel says, okay, can you come in and talk? Yes, I'm sorry I wasn't ever hiding anything from you. You don't understand the pressure I get put under about not doing enough. Could you trust in me and let me meet you in the morning? I'm so tired. I still haven't slept. I'm sure you are tired. After all that running around hiding a little child's body, I'm sure you're exhausted. And then the Detective Bethel says, we can talk in the morning. Is there anything I should know since we are still looking tonight. I did not hurt Gannon. I did not put him in harm's way. Is he hurt? I don't think he is, because I am going to keep the faith. Keeping. But I really need your help to make sure everyone knows I would never hurt him and did not in any way. She's setting up her attempt to manipulate Detective Bethel into being on her side so she can convince Al that she didn't hurt the child so that she can continue her perfect little life with Al without his son and just happily move on as if children are disposable. What time can you come in today after you sleep? I don't want you upset with me for all the hard work and everyone else's, and I ask that you please protect our house and us from anyone that may be dangerous for me giving extra info. And as soon as I wake up, what information do you have? I can't protect anyone from anything if I don't know what it is. Come in at 10 a.m. at OTS. She gives him the address. Okay, we'll be there. Can you please not get me for not giving all the details that I knew to you at first? I know people do it a lot and it gets frustrating for you. But I'm a victim as well, and I didn't want to be forced to take a test at some doctor's office. We can talk more about that when you come in. Do you have to release personal, to the media and online, like in with me? Say, for example, a friend of mine had an abusive spouse, so she had to cover up everything. Asking for a friend. I don't release information. As in, say she's working, but is off having quiet time. Okay, thank you. My husband wouldn't have ever looked at me the same knowing what happened to me, and I couldn't tell you in front of him. And I know he would act in a violent manner. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Okay, soon. We will talk later. Please get some sleep. So she's setting up, the reason I lied about everything and the reason I didn't tell you about this Eduardo that essayed me is because, my husband would have been so upset and he's so violent. And so I don't forget, let me add this on here so I can remember to tell you. Gannon and I were working together because Albert always worked. So I will explain things that you may have had concerns about. But we were and had a plan because even though she wasn't the best, it was more than what Albert did because he was working or sleeping and didn't spend any time with them. And then at 2:56 a.m., she sends a text to a phone number 360502 and says, I never sent you what I had received. And then at 3:20, so for someone who was very, very tired, she was up all night. She typed up a text message to Deborah Locklear, which it says it's an unsent SMS, so I'm assuming it wasn't sent. And she says, no, just upset because they keep freaking out on me. And everyone in his family acts like I know where he is and won't tell. Well, Leticia, perhaps it's because they reviewed the footage and Gannon never left the house and you were the last person seen with him. He was in your care. So maybe they do look at you like you had something to do with his disappearance. And then at 7:04 a.m., a 910-286 number sends a text to Leticia. Hey, Tisha, how are y'all doing? Oh, sorry, I'm at home. I'm doing okay. And then at 7:19 a.m., she sends another text to Al. My chargers are in your car. Can I please have them? Sure. Could you get it? I don't have any battery and Sadie needs to go out really bad. No, please. I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Then I need the truth. I already did what you asked. You were the one who would not wake up. I hadn't slept in days, and that's manipulative to say you told me when I was sleeping. I wasn't knocking you about sleeping. I'm sorry. I was saying I did what you asked and you were tired. What I asked you to tell me the truth. Albert, I'm not getting yelled at by a bunch of people. I told you I would speak to you in person. I went in there and said, hey, are you ready now? Last night, and you told me no. I was asleep. Let me in now and tell me. The door's unlocked. So then at 7:50 a.m., apparently Al didn't come into her room. So she says, can you please come here? Can you please take Sadie out? Can you tell Landon to come here? Can you please take Sadie out? Please. I'm ashamed. And then at 8:15 a.m., Al calls the sheriff's office and reports the defendant is at the house and someone RAP'd her and kidnapped Gannon. So she had called Al into her room to tell her this whole story. And then at 8:25, Leticia sends a text to Harley. Please come get Sadie. My phone is about to die. And then at 8:35, the sheriff's office arrived at Mandan Drive in the basement and met with the defendant, Leticia. 9:50, the Kia rental keys are returned. At 10:21, Harley clocks in at work. And at 10:25, Leticia messages Detective Bethel and says, I'm on the way. Okay. Shortly, sorry, had to handle some things because my family is getting harassed and threatened and my daughter's safety is now in danger. She is getting threatened online and my family. Okay, we need to talk about that. Where is she now? Are you okay? Just checking to see. And then at 10:57 a.m., Leticia's phone connects to a Wi-Fi at First and Main. At 11 a.m., Leticia sends a text message to Detective Bethel. Resend the address. Please, I found it. Okay, how long until you're here? Says 10.8 miles. Okay, and then at 11:03, Leticia makes a phone call to Amy Lowry, and they speak for about 19 minutes and 36 seconds. And then at 11:27, Detective Bethel sends a text to Leticia, where are you? Would you like coffee or soda? She replies, diet. I'm parking. Thank you. Okay, you parked. Do you need to make sure a meter gets fed or do I need to validate parking? I'm not sure. That's what I'm trying to figure out where to go. You can park in the garage behind the building and I will validate it for you. And then 20 minutes later, she sends a text. What's the name again? Office of the Sheriff. I'm here. They said you would be out shortly. And she pulls in and parks the Volkswagen Tiguan and it's been washed. And then at noon, this is when Leticia sits down at the sheriff's office for her interview and her cell phone is seized. And here is that interview.
And then just because you're in here and you're in our building and stuff, do you mind if I just pat you down really quick? That's how we hug. I just need you to face that way for me. I'm not sure if you need me to. Yeah, go ahead and just put your arms out for me and just separate your legs slightly for me. Okay. There you go. Nothing that's gonna like poke me or anything. Like you're not diabetic or anything, are you? No. Okay. Just a phone. Okay. Anything in your purse? Okay. Perfect. Thank you. All right. If you just want to have a seat on the couch, we'll be right back with you. Okay. Thanks. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Did you get some sleep?
I haven't eaten today.
Oh my goodness. Do you want something to eat? I've got some stuff.
I would love that.
What would you like? I've got some pizza Hot Pockets and some tamales and a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, pizza Hot Pockets would be good. But, I mean, you don't have to, like, I don't...
No, we can get you some.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah. Let me get that started for you. I have, like, Coke and Sprite and, like, apple juice. Do you want something like that?
Do you have diet?
We've searched high and low for diet, and there's no diet.
I'll take a regular Coke. Thank you. All the vending machines are even sold out. Thank you so much for getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my card, just so you have it, so I don't forget later. And I'll get that.
Okay.
So that's my partner, Detective Houston. I know you saw Mark with me yesterday. I work with a couple different people.
Okay. So you're like in charge of?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm in charge.
Yeah.
It's just, we all pitch in and help out where we can. So, right. Mark helps me whenever I'm out and about, and Kat helps me whenever I'm here.
Right.
So she's going to be hanging out with us. And I also have something going on. So if this ends up going over, which is totally fine, I just want you to know who Kat is and that. Okay.
No problem.
Where did you park? Did you park in the garage?
Mm-hmm.
The garage that's right behind our building?
I got a parking ticket, yeah. That one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Perfect. For validation, what kind of vehicle were you in? So that I can put that on the validation slip whenever because I'll give you something to turn in so you don't have to pay.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Tiguan.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, what else? So I'm just going to go through my normal spiel with you.
Okay.
I know that we talked last night, but because you're in here in the police building, I want you to know certain things, okay? Right. So first of all, you're in here voluntarily. Mm-hmm. You can leave. Okay. You just have to let me know that you want to leave.
Right.
Because I need to escort you out of the building.
Okay.
Okay? If there's ever a time that you need to take a break, you need the bathroom, you need more water, you're still hungry, whatever it is, let me know. Okay? Mm-hmm. I can't read your mind, so I need you to let me know what's going on with you, so that I can help you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because the whole purpose of this, of us talking, is to gather some information. And I
have a question about that. I understand that. I know it's recording and all that. It's totally fine. But does that usually stay within the courts and stuff like that? I'm just asking.
Yeah. So this
because I'm gonna have to tell you some very personal things.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and so it is not our common practice to go and be releasing stuff like that. Also, another little admin thing that I do just to sort of kind of cover my butt whenever I have people in here talking is to go over a Miranda waiver. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. It's just because you're in a police station, and I want you to be absolutely certain of your rights.
Right.
Okay? So I'm going to go over that with you right now. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Mm-hmm. If you can afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Okay. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Right. Do you understand each of the rights that I've explained to you? Yes. And having these rights in mind, do you wish to speak with me? Yes. Okay. So if you could circle yes and then initial. It's sort of redundant, but if you'll initial next to yes. And then down at the bottom is an X here. Mm-hmm. If you'll sign that for me. Now, sorry, this was, I got a new watch and it doesn't like to work for me. It's 12:10. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, because, I know I met with you yesterday. We talked on the phone. We texted. We've been talking with each other a lot. But because this is recorded, I want to get, let's start from the basics. Okay. Have who you are. Do you have your ID?
Yeah.
In your purse? Yes. Oh, those are nice glasses.
Yeah, Dips.
What are they?
Dips.
I haven't heard of that. Is that a new?
It's like a Quay brand.
Quay.
Yeah. They're really good. They're better in the micro quarters and things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know this is your South Carolina ID.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
What's your middle name?
Okay. Well, it's I do my maiden name, which is Hardin, Hardin.
Hardin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's your maiden name?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me just write down. There's the DL number. Do you have a given middle name?
Lynn.
Mm-hmm. Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
There you are. Mm-hmm. Thank you. What's a good phone number for you in case I need to get a hold of you?
843.
Okay.
655 7460. I don't ever drink sugar, so this is probably going to be like so good.
What is, in case I need to send you any documentation via email, how can I do that?
It's Tecia, like my name, Lynn, and then 2006 at yahoo.com.
Are you on any social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram?
Well, I
Twitter?
wasn't for a long time, but just recently I just got like my Facebook back because we didn't have it for like 2 years. So I do have a Facebook, but I've always had Instagram, but it's mostly like a travel YouTube type thing.
Okay, what's Facebook?
It's just my name.
Is it Leticia or Tisha?
It's under Tisha.
I'm sorry, you said it's under Tisha?
Oh, actually it's not. It's because I abbreviated it. It's T.
Is it your same last name? Stauch.
Yeah, because I really don't like, my first name, I'm always like, oh, Tesha. They're like, what Kesha? So I just put T because
Have I been saying your name wrong?
No, you haven't, but I always try to change it. My mom didn't like it, so like we tried to change it. So yeah, so I just gave up. Just said put T.
What do you want me to call you?
You can call me.
T.
You can call me Tisha, which is my
Tisha.
my
Okay.
You know, we always have a name we don't like or something.
And you said Instagram.
Now my Instagram is under Dr. Stauch.
Dr. what?
Stauch.
Is it the spelling of your last name? Okay.
Because I have my doctorate degree in education.
Okay. I'm like, is this like a Dr. Pimple Popper kind of thing? So it's for your education doctorate. All right. And then address that I need to send if I need to mail anything.
It's 6627 Mandan Drive.
Mandan Drive.
And then 80925.
And where are you working?
Well, I was working with WD3, but I didn't want to work as a teacher anymore. So I decided I was going to be a flight attendant. So that's currently what I started doing with Spirit. So I had been going back and forth doing like FAA. First you have to get like a study guide. I know you probably were like, oh, you have your doctorate degree, you want to be a flight attendant. You know, I just like to travel. But my goal is to like teach online too and do the flight attendant, so I could do both.
Sure.
So I've been looking over my books with Spirit and like things like that so that I could go to training. So I was supposed to go to training. We get like a training date February, March, April. So in the meantime I was just doing like subbing at the early college. That's why I told you early college, picking up sub shifts and stuff like that.
Okay, so you're more of a substitute.
Well, I was just a 5th grade teacher at French, but teaching has gotten so difficult in the elementary schools. I don't want to do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in between. I just finished working with them and that.
Yeah, I'm sure kids nowadays are a handful, right?
It's hard because I did special ed for so long because that's what my doctorate's in, and then you're like, oh, like
you
try to help so many people, and it's just hard.
Yeah. All right. So you're gonna do flight attendant with Spirit?
Well,
have you been picked up by them yet?
Well, I got an offer letter from Spirit, an offer letter I just got one yesterday from SkyWest.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I like SkyWest is because they have a domicile in Colorado Springs and in Denver, so you can actually like work there, and I could do both at the college. Because I was gonna, I thought it was something vibrate. I was gonna do like Pikes Peak, and like I'm sure I wouldn't have a problem because I just finished this past year. I was going to just do them both, and then so I hadn't decided, but now that SkyWest just had offered it, I was like, that would be perfect because it was just like centrally located, you know,
right.
where you could come home all the time.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem that we had, is because I was going to take the Spirit job, and then I wouldn't be based anywhere. They don't have a base anywhere in our area, so like I would have had to be in Las Vegas.
Oh wow.
So I would never get to see anybody at home, and then you like stay in these crash pads. Are you familiar with it?
We were on vacation with some people who, the wife used to be a nurse, and she actually transitioned into being a flight attendant.
Right.
She was telling us all about it, actually.
Right, yeah. So
that's kind of scary.
I did start getting scared about it being in Vegas, and I was like, man, I'll never get to see everybody at home, and like, and I mean, I love the travel part, so then I was stuck with traveling but being alone, or traveling with everybody else, but maybe not as much here. So, but anyway, that was, in a nutshell, I was kind of in a self-evaluating Is it okay if I just stop that? Because it's like
Yeah,
vibrating.
that's
so it
fine.
drives me crazy. But yeah, look at, so I was in like a self evaluation type thing, trying to figure out, you know, transitioning from education and never having like another career was like, and then like worrying about how people would look at you like, oh, you have a doctorate degree and you're a flight attendant, you know, you guys like don't make money.
Right.
You know, so.
My niece is actually a flight attendant, so
Oh, yeah?
for Southwest.
They said that's the best one, and whenever they have openings, it shuts the website down.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
that's pretty awesome. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, apparently it's really hard to get into because
Mhm.
they're supposed to like handle emergencies in the air. So
Yeah, and like the training is so. You think people just think we will serve people, but the training is so.
I heard it's very intense.
Yeah, they like
Mhm.
do ditching exercises. They kick people out every day. If you're late for class for 1 minute, kick you out.
oh wow.
And
That's good. We need standards like that whenever
yeah.
we're
So like
flying.
what happened? Let me just tell you this in case it comes up like somewhere. But Spirit flew me out to do the December 20-something training, right? Problem is, I didn't have anybody to watch Harley, and Albert was working night shifts, and so it's always hard because it's always on me to find babysitters for everybody, all the kids. It's always on me. So I get out there, and he was supposed to help. I know she's 17. We let her stay by herself, whatever. But through the night, because he was working 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that kind of scared me.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so like she just joined the Air Force, so like I know she's gonna have to learn how to like shoot a gun, protection, but you know, like she's not ready yet, mature, like she's very mature, but she's not ready. So I came back, you know, and I was like talking to them. I just told them I was like, my daughter's at home, whatever, and they're like, we can move you to the next class, like I think it was February, whatever.
Mhm.
So anyway, so just in case you're like, oh, I thought you were, but I did fly out. They flew you out or whatever, and I came back because I was panicking about her, the dogs, everybody being taken care of. So
Okay.
She's your baby, right?
yeah.
So, why don't we talk a little bit about what's going on? So, I understand, so initially you didn't tell me some things because Albert was there. And when we
Right.
say Albert, we're talking about Eugene.
Yes. He doesn't like Eugene because his dad is Eugene, and he was a child molester.
Okay.
So like he like raped his sister.
Mhm.
So he freaks out about the word, like if he hears Eugene. But I said maybe that might help you if you don't have to call him Eugene, it probably would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is take me through Sunday into Monday.
Okay.
And be as detailed as possible as to what you were doing, who was there, where you were at, how long you spent, et cetera, et cetera. Because the more detail I have, it might spark something for
Okay.
me.
Is it okay if I take my notes out? Because like I wrote down all
Yeah,
kinds of stuff.
yeah,
and I was
absolutely.
Because I was like, I tried to write down anything he might like say, and just in case, because I had like notes from different things or whatever. So we already talked about the beginning things, so I figured you're reading that. So my paper is that we got the same story that we started with, but then you want me to start with Sunday, which was the day that we went hiking, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we went hiking at Garden of the Gods. We actually, did you see the picture from Garden of Gods?
I didn't.
Okay, so we have pictures where we went to Garden of Gods. We were going to take the dogs for a walk, but then my daughter got called in to work because she works at Massage Living.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, we're going to go hiking. The crazy thing is, like, it's always like, you got one kid likes to hike a lot, the other one don't. So spent the whole time like, come on, let's go. We got to burn calories. Excuse me. All those types of things. Gannon, he started having a stomach problem, and he pooped in his pants. So it kind of cut our hike a little bit short. But I was like, it's okay. It was getting kind of cold. I say cold for me, but I'm used to like 80-degree weather, so it was kind of getting cold. So we decided to go home.
Okay.
So we go home. I don't really remember what we did the rest of the day. It was probably just like random things around the house. I feel like we went to dinner. Oh no, we didn't get dinner because he wanted to take a bath. That's what it was. So he came in and that's when he asked me about the whole bath salt thing.
Okay.
And he had pooped in his pants, so I thought he wanted to like take a shower, so I gave him a bath bomb.
Okay.
So going through the night, we were just doing like a regular random. I don't know who I should be talking to, but
You can talk to both
yeah,
of us.
we should be doing like random things around the house. It's Sunday, no football on, you know. I mean, I don't know like specific every little detail we did, but just a normal everyday situation, other than he was in a lot of pain because he gets really bad. Is it okay if I like show you like graphic, like not graphic, but like with my hand motions?
Yeah, that's fine.
He'll get where he has to like poop, and like I swear they're like that big. It might take like 2 to 3 weeks. He has a like a GI problem, so because he takes Vyvanse, so like he had went the whole time without Vyvanse. So whenever that happens, sometimes it'll get where his stomach like wants to work, but then like can't. So he spends a lot of time in the bathroom, like kind of like hurting and things like that.
Okay.
All right. So then at this point, the dogs, we have 2 new little, a Frenchie and a what is he? An English bulldog. They're really like
French and English bulldog.
Yeah, they are. They are. They're really kind of like the Sadie's the French bulldog. She's kind of like high maintenance. But the kids always help out a lot with them, but Gannon wasn't feeling too well. And the dogs, they all, how they like know someone's not feeling well. So they were all laying down there, and it was gassy, like very, very. They're bad for that, very, very gassy or whatever. And life goes on. But so Gannon had started a candle. Again, normal. He's very like responsible in terms of like if you give him something and say do this, and like a list to prepare, it's fine. So we let him, do things like that. Like Albert lets him like use the box cutter to cut the boxes down, and like teach him things to be like a independent, growing up adolescent. So I didn't see a problem with him, light a candle, whatever.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember the exact time. I'd have to look at when the fire thing went off. I was tired. Albert had left because we spent the whole night up prior with Saturday because he was going to train in Oklahoma. So we stayed up most of the night.
Okay.
Just everybody was going to miss each other, wouldn't see each other for a while, whatever. So I was kind of like, tired. I had dozed off for a little bit, and Lena asked me could she stay up and still watch the rest of her iPad or whatever. Usually I'm always like, no, like strict, like, hey, no, you can, whatever. But I did feel kind of bad because it was just her birthday, and at the same time being her birthday, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
So we made it about her, but like I was trying to give her a little bit extra because not everybody got to make it there. And we went all out for Gannon's birthday. Like we took him to a Rockies game. We took friends with him. I mean, like popcorn, hot dogs. But we didn't do that with her. But in her defense, we bought her a Switch, so it was kind of like different. But she didn't understand that, so I let her stay up longer than she's supposed to. As like a not necessarily bribery, but So she stayed up a little bit later, and so she was still she's a very hard sleeper, and she's hard to like pick up, move if she falls asleep, whatever. But I could tell she was just barely asleep when I went in there. So it starts beeping, like a beep, 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 and I thought that someone was coming in the house. So I look and don't see anyone at any doors or hear anything. So I was like, I thought it was just a sensor. So I hit in our 2564, which is our alarm code, but it didn't go off. And I was like, what is wrong with this thing? So I walked to Lena's room, because the alarm is in her room, and I walk back like through the top part of the house, and you've been in the house, so you know the top part of the house.
I haven't been in your
Okay,
house,
so there's the upper level, and then there's the below basement. So I like walk back and forth or whatever. I didn't see anything going on. Then it started saying fire, 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 fire. Like it kept saying fire.
Oh wow.
So and I thought it was the you know how like so there's like sensors for your fire alarm, and then there's sensors for your like alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going to everything trying to like ban it while it was going off, because I was thinking kitchen fire, nothing's wrong, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was putting like towels over some of the sensors because I thought that was like monitoring the fire thing, whatever. And then I realized it kept going and going. So then I see smoke coming up from the downstairs. So I run downstairs, and my idea of a big fire is anything that I see on fire pretty much, and there's smoke. That's just because I grew up in the country, so like I remember bonfires and like things like that. So there was smoke coming up through the basement. So the basement has, so like you walk down the basement, there's the sofa and stuff over here. It was coming up through the basement. So I like run back up the stairs, go grab Lane, and luckily, my point telling you about her being not a rough sleeper, she woke right up. So she woke back up, and I like almost like grabbed her, and I was like, get up, get up, get up, get up. I gave her the keys. I said, can you go, I don't remember the exact order, but I said something along the lines of, can you go take the dogs to Daddy's truck and sit there and wait.
Right.
So I don't remember the order of how we all ran out the house, but I know that at that point I did. She ran out, and I can't remember if I ran out to make sure they got the truck or if she ran out by herself. I don't remember that part, but I do know that I know that they had gotten in the truck. I came back inside, run back downstairs, and that's when I was trying to get Gannon, because I couldn't get, I didn't know how to get everybody at once. So my main thing was to get the front people out, and then go. So then I ran back downstairs to get Gannon. And then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here. And I had saw the candle that was over here. So there was covers everywhere because the kids always get on them about, they leave a lot of covers laying around all the time. I mean, there's like 10 quilts and LOLs and blankets and all this. So they were all right here. So I take a whole bunch of them and I go and like basically smash down on the sofa and the fire to put it out. So I got a burn, and then I was like, get up again, and started running at that point because it wakes him up. He's alert. He's realizing that the covers and everything's on fire, the carpet's on fire, and we all go outside. So we get in Albert's truck, and we drive off. And I drove off in panic because I saw that I put the fire out. So I knew that there was no, nothing wrong, like it wasn't going to keep going. I drove off in panic because I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Like, we broke the carpet, we done this and this. Gannon's upset, freaking out because he's scared he's going to get in trouble and da-da-da-da-da. So, the whole talk was going on. So we drove maybe around the block a little bit and came right back. So we came back in and, developed a plan for the next day to figure out, honestly, we were going to fix the carpet and try to, not say anything. And the reason for that is because Albert freaks out about every little thing. If the kids do something and I'm on it's me, and he'll be like, you did this, you weren't being a good stepmom, you weren't doing this, you weren't doing that. And so we both kind of were a little worried about it, and he gets very crazy if something goes wrong. So that was the plan. Go to sleep, rest. He was going to stay out of school. We were going to get the carpet fixed and then go from there. Plus So Lena didn't want to sleep in her room. Everybody was still kind of frazzled. And I think Lena slept with me or on the sofa. I brought the dogs up, and Gannon he wanted to go in his room at that point because he was already sleeping on the sofa. Okay. So that's where Sunday, pretty much kind of stopped, and everybody went to bed and yada yada yada. And I think I sent Albert messages because he was sleeping, was on a different time zone, and he didn't see him that night. So.
Okay.
And I didn't feel that no one was in harm. Let me make sure I say that because the fire was not going. Now, I know that Gannon had black marks all on his shirt, like smoke marks. But he had on a long sleeve shirt and a short sleeve shirt because sometimes he has on whatever. He had on a short sleeve shirt with a long sleeve shirt. So I didn't see him in any kind of nothing other than the little burns that we had. I didn't see.
Where did you see
anything
burns on Gannon?
All right, so with Gannon, I just saw that. Okay, so on the top, right here. So say the shirt's right here. So right here there was a burn, and the reason for that was I think whenever he was trying to come up, it kind of burned him a little bit. I'm not gonna make an assumption. I don't really know. And as far as that, I didn't see anything else. I didn't know any other differences or anything like that. All I saw was that. I saw you okay. He ran out the house. He was fine running out the house. Everything was normal. Yada yada yada. Now I'm gonna let you know in a little bit why he was bleeding. But
Okay.
at that point, when you get to the Monday morning thing, I'll let you know about that.
Describe the flames for me. How tall are these flames? Is it smoldering on the carpet, sort of kind of creeping across like a grass fire, or is it coming up, working its way up the couch? How is it working?
I really don't know. I know that it was here, centralized on the floor, but I could see. I think the smoke might have kind of intimidated me more because I spent the whole night coughing. So I think that kind of intimidated me so much because I couldn't. The visibility was starting to be a little bit, as if I had walked into a small little fire, and I was just afraid that it was gonna, because upholstery for the couch. That was my biggest concern, was the upholstery for the couch. So.
Okay.
So I would say, it was maybe in this area, right here. It wasn't here.
So the flames were, 2-3 feet high, you think?
How much light did you see coming off of this through the smoke?
I don't know.
Okay, and that's fine if you don't know.
I'm not like a professional, and I was in the moment of freaking out to like give you
Okay.
an accurate answer
Sure.
because I don't want to tell you what's here, and it might have been here. I don't want to tell you this, and it's, I don't know.
This is all based off of your memory to the best of your
Right,
ability.
right.
And that's all
Right.
it is, okay?
I do know that I saw covers coming up on fire.
What was what covers were coming up on fire?
Like he had a cover on because he was sleeping on the sofa.
What
Or sitting
what
on
was
the
he
sofa.
covered with?
What do you mean?
What kind of blanket? You had mentioned there was LOLs, there's quilts,
Oh,
there's
like
all
which color?
which kind
blanket?
of what blanket was he using?
Oh, I'm not sure. There was a couple that were there. There was a black. They were all. Some of them. I put them all back in that bin that was sitting there. Did you? He said you didn't.
I
know.
haven't been in the
Okay,
house.
so there was
no.
a black. It was like a little furry. There was watermelon ones. I don't remember specifically which one he had, but I know that there was blankets in the area because they always leave blankets around. It was a mermaid one around. But the whole collaboration of when I grabbed them and put it out, I grabbed them all and done it. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Were any of them like damaged whenever that happened?
Oh yeah, they all. I left them all there when I showed them that night that, you know, like they were damaged or whatever. like-
Okay. Well, I haven't been in the house either.
Okay,
but-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was speaking to you like you
Yeah. Nope. I didn't go into the house either, so I just
like.
I just want to say thank you. Nothing more, no play. I appreciate you.